It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Hanging out with Brian Dacus all day long. It is a beautiful Friday. We actually don't have rain right now. The sun was out when I came up in this bad boy. It's a beautiful Friday, and it's also championship weekend. We got the 49ers and the Lions. We got the Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Both games on Sunday. I don't know if you know, but I'm freaking fired up about it. Today at 12 o'clock, we have Russell Copeland. He's going to join the program, and we are breaking down these two football games. We're going in, we going out, we talking about everything we can and a little bit more. Looking forward to breaking these down. Feel like I'm pretty comfortable with where I stand on one game. Very, very comfortable with one game. There's another game out there that has me a little bit confused. It's a tough one. I'm going to have to walk through it with Russell Copeland. We'll do that at 12 o'clock. We got some crazy Hardwood stories. Like some really whack-ems. Like really, really nut ones out there. You have DJ Slick. We talked about DJ Slick Rick. Did you remember that yesterday?
Yeah.
My man was decapitated.
Yeah, I saw that story this morning. One of my buddies sent it to me.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
we'll talk
terrifying.
about that. It's terrifying. R.I.P. Holmes.
But I'd never heard of him before.
Well,
So.
that doesn't matter.
No, I'm just saying you made it sound like he was like prominent. Like I don't know, was he like?
Yeah,
like
he's DJ Slick Rick.
Yeah, I just never heard of him before. That's what I was saying. Is like I was asking, had you heard of him before? Did you know DJ Slick Rick?
I mean, I did yesterday or
Yeah,
whenever
it
popped
came.
up.
Literally, I woke up and I had a text message from my buddy, and it was literally the story that Memphis DJ was decapitated or whatever. I was like, oh my god,
Dude, the story is absolutely wild. My goodness, I just got a great text. You ready to check this one out? I'm sorry I'm interrupting my show. Savannah Hardin, named 2, the Dean's Honor Roll.
All right.
Yeah, what's up?
Everybody give a round of applause in your car. Unless you're driving, then don't. Wait till your next stoplight.
Yeah, I got to give her the old dude hitting the top of the car. Man, that is so pimp. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I just had to let you know I'm very excited. Now, again, what was I talking about when my daughter just texted me.
DJ's getting decapitated.
Oh, yeah. See, I wanted to go to a positive story. We'll talk about that at 12:30. We also have some really crazy stuff with Vince McMahon. My man is being sued for basically depraved behavior. I'll get into that at 12 o'clock as well. We got T-Money and Uncle Brasky joining us with their picks at 12:30. At 11:30, Jay Ham, we got to talk about some NBA action. I got a game that I think I really like tonight. Pacers last night beat the 76ers. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
They did. They went out there, and they didn't have Tyrese Halliburton either. They ain't going to have him tonight, and they have a back-to-back, and they're playing the Suns, who've won 7 straight. The Suns are only a 4.5-point favorite. I feel like I'm in love with the Suns, man. We're going to talk about that with Jay Ham. We'll talk about the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies have a tough game. They play Orlando today, 7 o'clock tonight, actually, FedEx Forum. So we'll talk a little bit of Grizzlies with Jay Ham. We'll talk, of course, about the Tigers, who have a very big game this weekend. And I do have to say today, it was very nice to listen to you and Wolo, two people who had a very level-headed conversation about the Tiger basketball team.
Thank you, John.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I know mine are some unhinged takes.
Sometimes.
I'm a little emotional, you know. So yeah, it was nice. I was like, man, this is good. I can listen to this. I'm not going crazy. I'm not freaking out. But yeah, that was a great conversation. We'll talk a little bit about the Tigers as well. But I got to open up real quick because do you remember yesterday in my first segment how I mentioned the comparisons between Joe Montana and Brock Purdy. Few of my friends yesterday hit me up and were absolutely killing me. And I was like, no, I guess you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying like he's freaking Joe Montana right now. I said, but Joe Montana wasn't big. He was 6'2". Brock Purdy's not big. He's like 6'2". I said, remember that Josh Allen's a huge human being. Back in the day, you had John Elway and Dan Marino. Like, those were physical specimens with, like, absolute hoses. But Joe Montana ran a system, the West Coast system. Brock Purdy runs a system under Kyle Shanahan. Joe had amazing weapons. We discussed the weapons that he had yesterday, the offensive line plus the defense. They're very, very similar in the way the teams are composed and the fact that they have these, great play callers as head coaches. So I was bringing that up, and guess, like, you wouldn't believe, they were laughing and busting my hump. I guess you would say, like I'm a camel. I was going to say something else, but I don't think I should say that because that's just rude. But they were busting me up. And then did you see Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, what he said yesterday?
No.
You didn't see it? Oh, my God. I sent it to everybody. I felt so good. He was like, when I watch, been watching a lot of film on Brock Purdy and this San Francisco team, and he's like, in his exact words were, and I'm not saying he is Joe Montana, but damn it, he sure reminds me a lot of him. Does a lot of the same things. He gets the ball out of his hand quick. He makes the right read. He's very accurate. He's not going to absolutely scare you with his arms, but somehow he throws the ball well to the outside of the, like just absolutely going in and saying everything that I said.
Yeah.
So how you like that?
How you like that?
It made me feel pretty good.
I bet it did.
It did. And again, we're going to talk a lot about the Lions and San Francisco 49ers. We're going to talk about the injuries. We're going to break down everything that we've seen. And I will tell you the first thing that I keep coming to when I watch when I look at this 49ers-Lions game. Everybody's like, San Francisco's defense is great. They are, on paper, great. And they were for the first basically 14 weeks of the season. 14 weeks of the season. Week 15 on, they are 27th in the run. Their pass game, I can't remember the damn where they were ranked in that, but it was not anything in the top 15. I talked about their big weakness, that Ambry Thomas, Lenore, Ward, these are not cornerbacks. Ward's been playing really good, but they pick on Thomas when he's out there. Just pick on him. They run the same defense. They go out there in that 4-3. Of course, they come in sometimes with the nickel and take out old Burks. But you got Warner and Greenlaw running the middle. You got Young and Bosa coming off the edges. Armstead and Hargrave, they're sitting there trying to basically, and Javon, Kinlaw, when he comes in there, they're basically trying to, with those two big tackles, stop your run game, keep everything in front of you, not give up the big play. And it was effective for a while. But, man, when I look at this Lions team and I keep thinking to myself, as explosive as this team is, and some people want to say, well, they're not playing in their dome in Detroit. Weather's going to be great. The track in San Francisco is going to be fine. And, again, who can run the football? David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. This Lions offense runs the football. Frank Ragnow, their center, who is a superstar, is really banged up and might not play, and that could be huge. But they still have Glasgow and Penei Sewell as those big right tackles. And did you know that Penei Sewell was the highest rated tackle in football and gave up 1 sack this year?
Wow, I believe it.
First team All-Pro.
Wow.
They only have 2 first-team All-Pros, where San Francisco has like 8 of them. And that's, of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown and, of course, Penei Sewell. But this is a damn good football team at running the ball. They got a great tight end in Sam Laporta. His knee, he's been wearing a brace for 2 weeks, and the man 2 weeks in a row has played great football. The Lions are going to be able to score on this 49ers football team. It's just, for some reason, it's not the same defense. I don't know what it is. And then also, as much as you can say that the Lions really do, stop the run, they're okay at stopping the run. And Aiden Hutchinson is a good defensive player. But their secondary for the Lions is terrible. Talk about my boy Thomas getting picked on.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there and pick up on Sutton. How about Branch? Whoever is in there, just throw it all day long. Now, C.J. Gardner-Johnson might, do a little bit of a dirty hit on you. Go low at your knee. But, man, I don't know, Kirby Joseph, this is just a bad secondary.
Yeah.
I feel like San Francisco is going to be able to throw the ball all over the Lions. I don't know about the 7.5, but I feel like this total is too low. I've been thinking about that all week long. Out of all the games that you think are going to go under, I feel like this could be an absolute shootout. Because, again, 49ers are going to try to keep everything in front of them. But, dude, Jared Goff, he's going to have a lot of time back there. That is a good offensive line. And I watched last week, until the very end of that game, Aaron Jones was running down their throat. And those wide receivers, those young wide receivers and Jordan Love were carving up the 49ers. I know it gets a little tighter in the red zone, and that's what San Francisco wants to make you actually score when you get in the red zone touchdowns. But that Lions offense, I feel, is really good. And the same thing about the deadgum Lions. Winning their offense, I feel like the deadgum Brock Purdy and McCaffrey and Ayuk and Jennings and Kittle, they're going to get off. And then you got Kyle Juszczyk. They're like the way they utilize him in their offense. They're going to be able to out-physical that Detroit Lions football team, and I feel like they'll be able to out-physical from the beginning of the damn game. They win the battle up front, and Brock Purdy has a clean pocket. Please. That secondary's going to get just lit. If you can't tell, I'm leaning on the over, and I have no idea about the 7.5 because it could be a shootout. Could be last man standing with the ball, who's got it last. And Brock Purdy, by the way, for a lot of the killing that he's been getting in the media, and people are just look at the other three quarterbacks and look at him. One is not like the other. I know Brock Purdy is not going to go win if they went out there and did an obstacle course or whatever, you know what I mean, or a fitness test or ran races and stuff, Brock Purdy ain't going to win. But it's playing quarterback. All he has to do is get the ball out of his hand, make very good decisions, get him in and out of the right offense when you make the checks against the defense, and be accurate. And that's what he's been this year, and I expect more of the same. And the other side, though, with the Ravens, my goodness. If they don't do it now, this is I feel like we're going to have a do you remember when the Super Bowl lights went out?
Oh, yeah.
It was the Harbaugh Bowl. It was the Ravens. It was the 49ers. Colin Kaepernick playing quarterback for San Francisco. They looked very good. Then the lights went out. And then Baltimore came back and beat them. Good Super Bowl. Ravens 49ers. Damn. I kind of feel like we're getting that again. And it's not just because of the conspiracy of the colors of the emblem for this Super Bowl in Vegas. I think the Ravens are a complete team. Lamar Jackson not only has new weapons like Zay Flowers and Bateman and a vet like OBJ. He's got a good wide receiving core. Isaiah Likely has turned into a damn stud. Stud tight end. Well, guess who you get back? The man who's caught more touchdown passes from Lamar Jackson than any other person on the planet. They get their big tight end, Mark Andrews. So they're going to be able to go 2 tight end formations. Kansas City gets gashed against the run. You're going to have Lamar Jackson, 2 tight ends, with either Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, or Dalvin Cook. Pick your poison. I think the Ravens are going to be able to run the ball right down Kansas City's throat. And when they do throw the football, Lamar Jackson is making quick decisions in Todd Monken's offense. He's getting the ball out of his hands, and he's killing linebackers. They are just picking apart. He's reading linebackers to death. If they go out with the guy and turn their back on him, Lamar's running. They step up and try to stop Lamar. Lamar's throwing right over the top of him. He's smoking people this year. He's playing great football. He's going to be an MVP. And this is the one Kansas City football team that we've seen that is actually vulnerable. They don't have that same feel as the other Kansas City teams. Do they still have Pat Mahomes? Damn right they do.
Sure do.
And is it scary as hell fading Pat Mahomes? I did it last week, felt good about it in Buffalo. Got my keister burnt. I don't want to get burnt by him again. But I really don't feel like I'm going to. If you can get it minus a 3.5, I think you have to take it. It's gone up to 4 in a lot of places. I mean, Pacheco, he's going to have a hell of a game. And he's also a little beat up. And they do have Clyde Edwards-Helaire backing him up. They have a good running back situation. Rashee Rice has turned into a damn good football player. But do you know who the biggest weapon is for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Who's that?
Wouldn't that be number 87, Mr. Travis
I
Kelce?
think it would be.
You know who's the best defense in all of football at stopping tight ends, specifically one guy named Kyle freaking Hamilton?
I'm going to guess the Ravens, John.
That is right. Kyle Hamilton is about 6'4", 225 pounds. He can get up there and get physical with Travis Kelce. He's the kid out of Notre Dame that they took in the first round a couple years ago. He is just a sick defensive player. And we're not even talking about their defensive front, how they led the league in sacks. Their linebackers, you got 2 deadgum SEC beasts. Patrick Queen out of LSU and Raekwon Smith out of where? Georgia. Man, you got some damn studs, man. Those were like the dudes. I really like this defense. I'm worried. Now, Marlon Humphrey didn't play last week. Ronald Darby, though, stepped up in his place and had a phenomenal game. Marlon Humphrey, though, is questionable. He might get a chance to go at it, but dude, Darby, my man, he's a hell of a pro. So he's a great backup. I trust this Ravens team. I know Pat Mahomes is the man. Better defense, Ravens. More difficult offense to necessarily stop. You would have to say, isn't it the Ravens as well?
I think so.
Because they have the answer. They have the tight end cheat code in Kyle Hamilton. They're going to put pressure on Pat Mahomes. And yes, can he run around and does he have one of the best escapability and throw the ball from all angles? Hell, he'll throw it with his left hand to avoid like an 8-yard sack. He's a magician out there. He's the Houdini. But Lamar Jackson can do some amazing things, and he just has better weapons. I don't trust Kansas City outside Rashee Rice. I mean, Travis Kelce's going to be, do you think MVS is going to have another great game like he had last week? I'm sorry.
Probably not.
I just don't believe that he's going to do it. I don't trust Hardeman. Remember that? It was Hardman that fumbled the ball in the end zone, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
They survived that giant. I have to say, I am definitely feeling I like this Ravens football team. I think the Ravens are going to rep. I think we are going to have a recap of the Super Bowl with the 49ers and the Ravens like the Harbaugh Bowl, because you know who won the Natty? That would be
Harbaugh.
Mr. Harbaugh.
Mr. Harbaugh, there you go.
Mr. Jim Harbaugh. Now he's going to the Chargers. We also have a lot of coaching news. Bill Belichick not wanted. Atlanta went with Raheem Morris. He got the job. 2 interviews with Atlanta. Arthur Blank said no Moss. No. And the only 2 jobs open right now are Seattle and Washington. And I haven't heard anything about him interviewing with them. Bill Belichick not getting a job with 8 jobs open. Are you shocked?
A little.
I mean, look at the hires. They're all young, up and coming dudes. Like you got South Carolina completely went a different direction with Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator Canales. Raheem Morris, he's going to be doing his thing in the ATL. I don't know, it's pretty interesting. Bill Belichick, no job. But we're switching gears. We will talk football again at 12 o'clock with Russell Copeland. We're breaking down the two games. We got T-Money and Brasky giving us our picks. We also have basketball on the other side, though, with Jay Ham. Don't touch the dial. It's a Friday. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's Barbecue.
Hi, this is Jimmy Stovall with Corky's Barbecue. We have been serving up our legendary barbecue for more than 39 years, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Whether you're dining in, picking up in our drive-thru, or serving our famous barbecue at your office or home, with Corky's Party Pack, you are the hit of the party. Barbecue pulled pork, baked beans, coleslaw, barbecue sauce, and buns, starting at only $8.49 per person. And as you know, we send plenty of food. You never have to worry about running out with Corky.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's Barbecue.
Hi, this is Jimmy Stovall with Corky's Barbecue. We have been serving up our legendary barbecue for more than 39 years, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Whether you're dining in, picking up in our drive-thru, or serving our famous barbecue at your office or home, with Corky's Party Pack, you are the hit of the party. Barbecue pulled pork, baked beans, coleslaw, barbecue sauce, and buns, starting at only $8.49 per person. And as you know, we send plenty of food. You never have to worry about running out with Corky.
At Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike, new inventory is arriving daily, and we've got what you've been looking for to start the new year off right. Get off to a great year in your award-winning 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, $329 a month, or buy it for $29,910. Take a spin in your new 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $29,445, or lease for $449 a month. How about 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, $420 total range MPGe? You own it for $649 a month. Plus, no worries with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or online anytime, memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZO 62303 MSRP 44,355 Sport RU 001136 MSRP 28,000 Eclipse RZO 12051 MSRP 31,700 includes all rebates and incentives PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779.
It's a new year, and Family Leisure has a new way to bring family and fun together. All you have to do is walk into Family Leisure and look around. All those floor model patio sets you see, those have got to go, so Family Leisure can make room for all the new sets coming. Get a wicker sofa set for under $2,000. Pool tables under $1,500. Theater seating for under $2,000. Hot tubs for $4,000 or just for yourself. If you really want to lounge, they're under $5,000. Need patio cushions? Get them as low as $25. Oh, have you seen those infrared steam saunas? Well, now they and the traditional saunas are 25% off. It may just be the first few weeks of 2024, but that doesn't mean you can't start getting ready for summer. Two final things. Purchase your above-ground pool now and get first in line for installation, and take advantage of special financing that's available. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, bringing the family and the fun back together.
Did you know gas goes bad in as little as 30 days? Bad gas can cause rough starts, poor performance, or no starts at all. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Whether it's your car, truck, boat, lawnmower, leaf blower, weed trimmer, ATV, motorcycle, or anything else with an engine, when you store, start with Stable.
Let's make this the new year to drive your new Kia home from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Bobby J's waiting to put you in a new Kia today, so come hit the road with 41 MPG Highway and 2024 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Or get 7 passenger seating in a 2023 Kia Sorento LX. We Gossett at $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And if you want your new ride to be a 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we Gossett at $34.49 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Kia today, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, Forte RE722-812, MSRP 21,590, Sorrento PG 242-710, MSRP 33,010, Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38,705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Fired up because it's a fired up Friday. Fired up if you got it. I'm fired up. We got championship weekend going down. So excited about it. Ravens, Chiefs.
I got to fact check you real quick.
About which one?
We were just talking about that New Orleans Super Bowl a decade ago with the Harbaughs.
Was it not in New Orleans?
It was in New Orleans.
Yeah, and they went out. The lights went out for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, but Baltimore was up 28-6 when the lights went out.
Oh, and then the 49ers came back.
Yeah,
okay, well, anyway, all I know, that's right, that's what it was.
And then Crabtree, they broke up the pass from Crabtree.
Oh, so it helped. Okay. I just remember that the Ravens won in something, and momentum switched after the lights.
Beyonce got down at halftime.
Oh, and she's the one that put the lights out.
That's who I blame.
Yeah, because she had to have too much power.
Hey.
It's all right, it's Beyonce.
I can't argue with the queen, man.
Yeah, I feel you there.
I mean, it's what it is. Great Super Bowl, though.
No, it was a great Super Bowl. And since, Jim's back in the NFL and won a college natty, and his brother John is trying to get there, Lamar needs to get there.
Might be time.
I think it's time, especially with this team.
I picked that same Super Bowl matchup from New Orleans. I picked that one for this one, too. I think it might go the other way, though.
What, you liking the Lions or you liking the
Chiefs?
No,
I like the Niners to win it all.
Oh, you think the Niners going to win it all this year?
They were kind of like the team I was like, oh, you're like, it's probably, I think it's their time.
All right, since you're the historian, by the way, everybody knows we're talking with Jay Ham, the historian. I said the other day, Brock Purdy's been getting killed. Basically, like, oh, he had a horrible game. He couldn't hold the wet ball. Look at these four quarterbacks. One of them does not look the same, and it's Brock Purdy, unathletic, blah, blah, just going on. Again, but he led the league in completion percentage, pushing the ball on the outside of the hash. Throwing the ball past the first down line, yards per completion. He ran this, he ran the offense. And I don't know if you know this, but there's a dude in Canton who was 6'2", 200 pounds, who is in the Hall of Fame and has Super Bowl rings out the Frizz-Aim. And he wasn't the best athlete, but he was winning Super Bowl MVPs because he was accurate. And he ran a system, that West Coast system, for a quarterback who was an amazing play caller. He had Jerry Rice and John Taylor. He had Tom Rathman and Roger Craig. Brent Jones.
Right.
Like, they had a damn squad. Don't forget their defense with Big Charles Haley on the other side.
You see the correlation.
So,
right?
see what I'm saying? Joe was a dude who ran an offense. Mm-hmm. And ran a system, but it didn't feel like, because he wasn't Dan Marino or John Elway.
No, but he shows you that he had that in his game when he went to Kansas City, too, though.
Oh, yeah, he was an old man. The dude is just a baller, and I feel like little Brock Purdy, he's kind of a little baller.
To speak of what you were saying in regards to the 49ers in general, look at how they historically, how they've constructed their championship teams. Mm-hmm. The same way. I heard you in the first segment. You got the guys on defense. You got weapons all around on offense.
Great offensive line.
You got dogs on the D-line as well.
You always had that head coach who's a step ahead of you.
And when you move from Joe Montana and
Steve Young,
your other guy is hurt, and you have to roll with Steve Bono for a hot second. I remember Steve Bono. But you come with Steve Young, who actually got more touchdowns to Jerry Rice than Joe Montana does.
Damn, I didn't even realize that.
Right, but
that's another great little stat historian.
But we talk
about
that. I thought a lot of
I like
that was common
one.
knowledge. As much as Chris Berman, I think, said that.
I can't remember. I'm more at River. Yep, like that little whoop. I love that.
Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, and the whole deal. I feel you, but it speaks more to. This is what's fun about, I think, when you talk about, especially with NFL teams, how they, especially the dynasties, the Steelers, they build their championship teams generally the same way. Strong defense, a lot of weapons, smart quarterback, a lot of weapons on offense.
A big quarterback who can take a beating. Go Terry Bradshaw. If you go and look, and by the way, Big Ben.
Right.
But I mean, Bill Walsh was back then, was the deadgum mad scientist, the innovator, the one who got the ball out of the quarterback's hand really quickly so he didn't have to be 6'4", 6'5", and built to take a beating.
Because
they were constantly like the Raiders who were pushing the ball, nothing but vertical. They're just throwing shots way down the damn field. Man, he's like, man, I can just throw this little 6-yard slant. Boom, let my wide receivers run after the catch.
And he had an MVP quarterback before he got to San Francisco. Ken Anderson when he was in Cincinnati.
Oh, damn.
I learned that one from NFL Film.
Good
Shout
job.
out to
I was
going
to say, I wasn't going to get there. I could have sat here all damn day.
I think Kenny won it in 1979.
Damn.
Or somewhere in there, late 70s, right before he made that move out to San Fran and they draft Ronnie Lott. You get Joe Montana. And
because he I think it was about 80, 81 when he headed to San Francisco.
And that's when they won the first one in 81.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Cincinnati.
No, he left. He was there. He was there in 80.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right? The first and second year there, I think it was the second year that they won it all. From what I remember on America's Game, I love that series.
Man, I did too.
Because it's built for cats like me to retain that kind of historical information. Like, oh, okay, cool, now I get it. But
do you think also that Brock Purdy though, like when you think about historically,
he's that dude.
Like, I mean,
he's that dude.
If he goes out and wins one, does it shut everybody up?
Yeah, for a minute. And then once you get two, now they can't stand you like Patrick.
That's true. Man, I'll tell you something. But like you look at again, you look over at the AFC. Brock Purdy is in the best position in the whole wide world.
Oh,
just look at the quarterbacks over in the AFC compared to the ones that he competes with in the NFC. And Brock Purdy also is lucky because he's in San Francisco and he went to a head coach who utilizes thinking quickly, getting in the right reads, and just being accurate with the football and letting your wide receivers run after the damn catch. And he does that just as good as anybody.
Brock is one of those, and I don't knock this at all, but he's one of those. He's like I said, he's that dude for them. That's their quarterback going forward. That's just we figured that out a year ago with him.
I mean, this is his second NFC Championship game in 2 years.
And granted, they got to a Super Bowl with Jimmy G. Granted, with a lot of this same core, for the most part. Well, move a few pieces. Shout out and credit to John Lynch for the construction.
Nasty
right.
GM.
They've done a great job in terms of acquiring, whether it's draft, trade, whatever. They've done a great job on that. But just in general, it's like. This is so much a reminder of why football is the ultimate team sport. Yeah, you got your comic book heroes. Yeah, you got those game changers who can do things. Your Lamars, your Patricks. Like Patrick reminded us last weekend.
No, Patrick's just a winner.
Do not count out 15. And as you said in the earlier segment, you can't count out 87 either. 87 was a monster last week in the right spots.
I will say, though, I feel so good, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I feel so good about the matchup because I think Kyle Hamilton is that safety that if you haven't been paying attention, you need to watch this kid because he's different. I mean, he is 6'4", 225, full-grown man, fast, and he hits you like you wouldn't believe, has a vert, and he's going to get up there, and I think he's going to be all up in Kelsey's.
That defense, though, John.
That whole defense is nasty.
We had a poll question in my group, Views from the 22. Shout out to my group on Facebook. Join us over there.
That linebacking core is so sick.
Which one will you take, Roquan or Fred Warner? That was
Patrick
like
Queen.
Who's LB1 was the question. I looked at my responses. I run a 3-4. They both LB1. If I got both of these dudes in the middle, that's cool with me. Because I understand how Fred Warner also compliments Dre Greenlaw. And Roquan Smith is
well,
just
like
a
think about it.
dog
Dre
anyway.
Greenlaw and Fred Warner. I mean, both Pro Bowlers. Patrick Queen, Raekwon Smith, both Pro Bowlers.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's just this line back. Man, that's why I want them to also play in the damn Super Bowl. I want to see these defenses go
While
against
we
each
here
other.
as well, I got to give a shout out to the people up in 313, the Detroit people.
Man,
Long
Jared
time
Goff.
coming. And while I picked the Niners to win it, these people got a realistic chance Sunday.
I'm telling you, I like the over.
That's a football team right
I mean, one, that offensive line is nasty.
They
I know we're worried
hitters
about
on the
Frank
line.
Ragnow,
They got hitters in the skill spots.
but they can run the football
Their
as good as
quarterback
anybody.
has been there before.
Yeah, he went there with the Rams. But also, like, man, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Jamison Williams is a 4-2 guy. Straight up.
That kid still scares me.
Sam Laporta is playing good. I mean, they're weapons outside, and the way they run and their play action is the best play action team in football.
And they don't back down from anything.
I'll tell you one thing. I'd rather have Raekwon Smith and Patrick Queen having to cover and go against a play action offense like the Lions than I would Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner.
I would agree there. Especially with what they got behind them in Baltimore.
Oh, my God, because that secondary in San
That's what I'm
Francisco is
saying.
terrible.
have
Ward plays
their-
good,
right.
but, man, they pick on Thomas. They just pick on everybody on San Francisco secondary. And I know I pick on Thomas bad, but so do they. My man Lenore is terrible. Terrible. Tayshaun Gibson ain't a good safety. I mean, that's secondary. Their defensive line with Bosa and Young and Armstead and everybody, Hargrave, Kinlaw, they got some men out there. Sebastian Joseph Day comes up in there. That is a defensive front that will light you up. That linebacking core is ridiculous. That secondary is soft.
That might be the soft spot.
That's why I like that over, man.
Yeah, what is the total?
50.5. That's what it was.
That's low.
It's too low for me.
I'm thinking we talking like 35, 31.
Let me check.
One of those kind of joints.
51.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking like we going 35, 31. It's the final with that one. 60, 65 and up or something. You know?
I can't decide who I like going on the line. I like the Ravens. I'm going to take them, lay the points, but San Francisco minus the 7.5 against that Lions offense kind of scares me. 7.5, I don't know, it feels like right about that. It's about right.
And I'm not even a gambling dude, but I agree. See, that's what I was telling my cousins. Anytime I show up at a family function, they like to come up to me with their FanDuel lineups. I'm like, I don't even do this. But tune in on Fridays on 98.5 at 11:30. Or even at 11. My man John coming off the gate talking about what he playing this weekend.
Man, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. By the way, though, we are going to talk a little bit of hoops. The Grizzlies have won 2 straight games.
Hey, man.
Man, they beat the Heat the other night, man.
Hey, man. We got some dogs.
Man. No Tippin Pippin's kid.
We got some dogs.
Who I did not even know that Larsa Pippen is Scottie Pippen Jr.'s mom.
I knew.
Damn, she's a good-looking mom.
But I saw that kid when he was playing for Stackhouse.
Marcus Jordan, though, and that whole Larsa Pippen thing is wild, man. It's wild.
This already, you intensifying the Jordan Pippen beef even further.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
It's such a heel, John. I admire that.
Hey, I just try. You know what it is? I love everybody out there in the service industry because they working hard for you, so you need to work for them. And the fact that no Tippin Pippen never tips for nothing. I'm always going to be a heel on his ass. Please, you got to take care of your peeps.
That's true. That's for sure.
Now, Grizzlies play Orlando. Orlando, 6.5-point favorite.
I like that team.
It's a wild, that Orlando team, that's good. You know who I like? I like Oklahoma City.
Oh.
Dude, I didn't realize
We've been telling you about them.
I know, okay, but
shit.
like I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not watching a lot of Oklahoma City basketball.
Yeah, we've been trying to tell you
And
about
y'all
them
been
for a
telling me
year.
Chet Holmgren's actually good, and I finally watched, and I
Chet's
said,
legit.
dude, I never thought he was gonna be any good. Dude, he's banging threes.
House Shea Gilgeous Alexander.
No, he's the most cold. Like, yeah, that's his team. But I really didn't think Chet was ever gonna be anything
I knew
that.
Chet, he's too skilled, John.
Yeah, he came in injured. You know how it is, man.
Availability.
That was in my head.
Availability is key.
And I just figured he's going to be one of those that are always, on the, sitting on. Man, this dude's been cold-blooded.
Check and ball. It's just as he gets older, you'll see.
Him and Wemby hate each other. I didn't know that.
Who?
Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, that's a healthy rivalry. Then.
Yeah, they don't like each other, man.
That's fair. I'm cool with that. Would they go back to some international
play? Yeah.
Okay.
They were like young bucks.
That works.
I like it too.
Hey, we need that kind of storyline.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Especially if it's genuine. But then we'll find out in about the next 15 years, these dudes really they grown to like each other now.
Who knows? We'll find. I don't know. Right now, they really look like they really don't like each other.
I mean, but they can't even buy beer right now, so it's like
they can't
even.
I think Chet
find the
didn't
bond.
he turn 21 or 22? How old is Chet, man?
Chet is like 20.
Is he?
19,
man,
20.
I know Victor's like 18 or 19.
Right.
He's a young buck.
Yeah, they can't even get in the club.
But man, if somebody's 7 foot tall and they ask me for a beer, I'd be like, oh yeah, man. Well, what do you want?
But that's just, I don't know.
I just sell it to them just so they get their junk out my face.
Oh, exactly.
we got to take a quick time out. We're getting basketball on the other side. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
East Memphis Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store. It's really a customer service store. With 20 employees along with complete inventory of items, big to little, finding what you need is easy. Choosing from a complete selection of Big Green Egg as well as Traeger and Weber grills. And the Garden Center has everything for your yard. You can get glass cut, repair screens, even new keys with key fob programming. Tools, nuts, bolts, screws. You need it, East Memphis Ace Hardware has it. And they're just down the street at the corner of Quince and White Station.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Hey y'all, it's the Mid-South Sports and Boat Show, January 26th through the 28th at the Agri Center. Come buy your new boat and make some memories at the lake this summer with family and friends. Premier dealers showcasing the newest ski boats, pontoons, fishing boats with huge show specials. Enter your chance to win daily door prizes. It's all at the Mid-South Sports and Boat Show, January 26th through the 28th. For more info, go to memphisboatshow.com. That's memphisboatshow.com.
At the Agri Center.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with two of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hey, everybody, if you're ready to drive a new Silverado into 2024, All-Star Chevy right here in Olive Branch has financing down to 1.9 or up to $7,500 cash. And you can get another $2,250 with your trade on select vehicles. And you are going to love these new All-Star Chevy Equinoxes or Trailblazers with financing down to 1.9 and no payment for 90 days. That's 3 months with no payments, and your good credit deserves it. If you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned, All-Star is loaded up with lots of pre-owned Silverados, Tahoes, Traverse with the third row seats so you could do more together, Jeeps, Broncos. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he'll find it for you. And Kevin and Jeff and everyone here at All-Star Chevy asked me to wish every one of you a very happy and healthy new year. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah, Bartlett, or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Ham, the historian. We got Brian Dacus hanging out on the other side. He's doing a lot of work. He's putting in that work. That's the kind of guy he is. But, man, I put in some work last night. I've been getting killed in college basketball. I had a complete meltdown on Monday about the Tigers. Watched Kansas on, Monday look very, very pedestrian. Felt better about Auburn after they got beaten by Alabama. Felt a little bit more rational. Also realized I don't like betting on college basketball because, damn it, I'm losing money.
Yeah. You know why?
Because it's hard.
The portal has caused that much chaos, and you have no continuity.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Because you can't really look at records.
Bob said, "It's a hard rain gonna fall."
Arizona lost to Oregon State last night at the buzzer. I think Oregon State is hovering around 500.
Yup.
I think they got over 500 with that win.
Right.
But you know what's easy? Women's basketball. I'm the biggest fan. I watch the Gamecocks and LSU, and let me tell you something.
Thrills me. This really does.
I love Dawn Staley. I love Kim Mulkey. People are crushing Kim Mulkey because she wore a over the top.
Yeah, she had a
outfit with a tiger on the back and a Coca-Cola
on the side. She had a Bobby the Brain Heenan style jacket.
Dude, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And she's
Yeah.
going crazy. She's freaking out. Dawn Staley's chill on the other side, like
Dawn
with her
Staley got
style.
on the new Jordans or something.
Yeah, man, just kind of doing Dawn Staley style things. I watched that first.
Two great point guards
by the way,
themselves.
dude,
Yeah,
Haley
right.
Von Lith.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that Chloe Kitts girl though for the other side was really good. Tahini Poa. Tahini Poa.
You did your best.
She is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's shooting 54% from three-point line. I was like, hold on. South Carolina as a team is shooting 44% from the three-point line. All those girls were shooting better than all the dudes. Like, both teams are better shooters. Like, all night. Dude, what's it? Bree Hall for South Carolina. The final minute and a half of the game. My girl goes buckets back-to-back threes, just putting it in people's heart.
Dawn go get hoopers, man.
Man, I'm telling you, I enjoyed watching the game, man. Those girls were awesome.
Again,
I could gamble on it because I watched the first quarter. Beginning of the game, man, South Carolina was 7.5 minus 350. Then next thing you know, I'm getting South Carolina early in the second quarter plus 170. Oh, give me some of that because they're only playing 6 girls from LSU.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine what this tournament's going to look like.
Under 159.5 was easy because in the first quarter, LSU, man, was just as cold as you could. I mean,
I'm just thrilled because you're talking
LSU
about
hit
women's
like
hoops.
7 shots in a row.
Me being a hoop head and you talking about women's hoops when I know people
They can
in
shoot
America,
a lot better.
When I know people in America
Than the dudes,
simply
that's for
do
sure.
not like women's basketball and they'll slander it at any cost. And it's
Listen,
like,
can I tell you something? I
what are you
used to
talking
be that same dude, and not in the aspect of I would slander it. I'd only talk about the hot ones. Like there was the girl for Stanford that I really, really liked. And you had the twins, the Cavender twins. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like that was my basically, to be honest with you, that was where my enjoyment came in. But watching LSU and South Carolina, these two teams coming out with
know what happened,
hoopers all over the place.
Gino and his girl stopped bullying everybody.
You know what? Yeah, I got tired of watching. And before that, it was Tennessee. It was either Tennessee or UConn. It was Tennessee, UConn, and nobody else could play.
Stanford would be around too. Shout out to Coach Tara Vanderveer for being the all-time
She passed
wins leader.
Coach K.
Right, for being the all-time wins leader.
She's the coach. She coached the hot chick at Stanford.
And we, of course, the 96 women's team that really set this women's
really?
hoop things like emotion in that way. That's when they had, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, all of them was on that women's team, and they had like Rebecca Lobo was like a super rookie. It was one of those kind of deals. Nikki McCrae was on that team. Shout out to her, Colleyville native. A bunch of those. And Tara was the coach of that because I remember they went on a tour playing against college teams leading up to that Olympics. So just one of those milestones. It's cool to see her pass that, to be the OG of that. And she's still rolling.
The Lady Gamecocks, which are my favorite Gamecocks, they took care of business last week. And then South Carolina dropped Kentucky this week. So it's been a good weekend, Gamecock.
And that Kentucky team, I enjoy watching because they got a lot of
got everything. I don't know how they lost South Carolina, but South Carolina was just.
My favorite.
South Carolina was shooting like the women's team. I'm serious. Those women teams are so much better at shooting the 3-pointer. It's ridiculous.
You never watched the college 3-point shootout and dunk contest at the end of the year? The women always win that 3-point shootout for the most part. It depends on who's shooting for the men's side, though.
They've been teasing about Steph Curry going against some good girl in the.
Some good girl.
Sorry, I don't know her name off the
Sabrina
top.
Ionescu.
Is that her?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all laugh at me.
I am laughing at you.
Hey, I know. I know Bree Hall.
Sabrina
I know
broke
Chloe
Steph.
Kitts.
She broke Steph like.
I know
pro
Tahina
record.
Poa. Those are my Gamecock girls, man.
That's right.
You would have liked Sabrina when Sabrina was in college.
Oh,
She
you
was
would have
like
loved her, John.
a bucket.
Sure was.
Like she went through Kobe's deal. Kobe rocked with her. Shout out to Kobe too.
Yeah,
the
she used to
anniversary.
train with
today?
Kobe. Today,
What
yeah,
is
4
today?
years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I did see RIP.
Crazy Sunday. I'll never forget that.
Man.
A rainy Sunday.
During the Pro Bowl.
right
year,
during
yeah.
the Pro Bowl. It was 1 week before the Super Bowl. I do remember that.
All those on board were RIP.
And,
That's
and what
terrible.
led to be the craziest year in our lifetime,
Sure
too,
was.
2020. COVID was
Yep.
followed.
Oh,
soon,
that
like
was
6
terrible.
weeks later. NBA shut down. We had no NCAA tournament.
We had a whole Big Ten being a bunch of weak sauce. Dude, Big Ten so soft they
Shout
wouldn't
out
even
to Justin-
play.
Shout out to Justin Fields.
Man, I
Even
hope
the
he does.
troops.
Oh man, we ain't even. Hey man, what do you think about the Tigers? Man, they gonna take care of business this week. I just got off on girls basketball. I'm sorry,
Yeah, man. And Penny,
dude.
we
That was on
trust.
ESPN, wasn't it? I was watching that whole damn game.
And, see, I'm just thrilled by the fact that you're talking about women's hoops on the program.
Thank you,
That's what's up to me. The people at 94 Feet of Life, we appreciate you for this one, John.
man. No problem.
Because
man.
we got women, we got guys that coach women, they train women, they work with them, and the whole deal. Working with one of them is a manager of WNBA players.
Oh, by
That's
the
in our
way,
group,
another
so-
thing I say about the women's game, their inbound plays are so much more sophisticated than anything the men are running. Like, man, I'm telling you, they were just
why?
they put on a clinic last night.
Because
LSU in the game, LSU and South Carolina put on the damn basketball clinic last night.
even with the talent and star power that they have, they still keep it basketball. It's not a situation where the women where they get caught up in the star being in a Herculean, needing a
Shoot, I didn't
Herculean
even
type
mention,
effort.
by the way, also Angel Reese. If she didn't foul out, man, I might not have covered that game.
I love her game, though.
I might not have covered if she didn't foul out, but she had so many beasts down low that they kept throwing at her. Dawn was rotating big body after big body after big body.
Got to. And you got to put a body on Angel because she's going to get every rebound.
She is. She's a feisty little sucker.
going
Haley
to get
Van
all
Lith
of
was a little feisty sucker,
Right,
too.
well, she's a
Haley
Baltimore
Van
girl.
Lith.
Van Lith.
She's so good.
She's a Baltimore girl, so she got that toughness in her anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that was fun. Tigers better get a win. Grizzlies, they're playing Orlando tonight at the house. They got a chance.
G.G. Jackson. And,
G.G. Jackson, the truth.
Vincent Williams.
Scottie Pippen. Man,
Scottie Pippen.
man, please. Vince Williams Jr., that dude.
And shout out to Tripp because Tripp been hooping too.
He's been hooping. Damn, this whole team right now has been fighting their little tape.
This is what I can rock with. Even while things are down like that, these dudes still gonna go out and compete. They're not getting like handled that way. They'll lose some games, but they're not getting handled. You know what I'm saying? Not too much anyway. Now, back to back, they'll probably get beat by 28. The second night of a back to back or whatever, but they just don't have it that night. And then already being at a deficit in terms of, who's available and who's not. But the young dudes are hungry. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite plays from the other night was David Ryder came down, banged the joint, then leaked back on, caught the inbound, stole that joint, came back and stuck a 3 in the eye. Like big body Ryder right there, But he still played like a linebacker, but that's cool.
Grizzlies tonight, 7 o'clock. Where they can find you? Tell them how to get in touch.
YouTube.com/at 94 Feet of Life. Not this coming Tuesday, next Tuesday. Trade deadline special. We're going in a couple days before the trade deadline. We're going to guess who's going to be on the move, who's moving for money, who's possibly going to turn into a contender. YouTube.com/cultured ones. Word cultured, the number 1, S, is where you can find us for the football stuff. I got a feeling they're probably going to have a Championship Sunday preview this coming Sunday on the Cultured Ones shot on YouTube. Views from the 22. Holler at us, though.
All right, who's in the Super Bowl, last but not least?
I'm going to stick with my pick with the people in the E40.
Going 49ers, Ravens?
E40, I saw an E40 video yesterday with he was all with 49er girls. And that's enough. They're going to win it.
All right, 49ers, Ravens,
It basically be
Super
The
Bowl.
Wire versus 48 Hours. The movie 48 Hours, that is, because that was in San Francisco. So,
Taking a quick timeout. Russell Copeland, we're breaking down the AFC and NFC championship games right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
What's wrong? You look bereft.
I am bereft.
What is it?
Well, there's only 3 Central Barbecue locations. The original Central Barbecue in Central, it's closed.
Oh, don't worry, little buckaroo. The location on Central will be back before you know it and better than ever. Now, there's still the location on Summer. You love that one, right?
Yeah.
And there's still the Central Barbecue downtown and the Central Barbecue on Poplar. You love those too, right?
I do love those.
So you could go to those, and then when Central Barbecue on Central reopens, it'll be like Christmas, but with pork.
I feel better already.
Hi, folks. The Chevy Sheriff with good news for car and truck buyers. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has acres of new Chevys and GM certified in stock and ready for immediate delivery. A $6 million used car inventory with cars and trucks for every budget, and a lot specializing in cars and trucks under $99.95. If you've been turned down by another dealer, see us at Sunrise. We specialize in secondary financing, and Sunrise is the home of guaranteed credit approval. Immediate financing available. Cars and trucks may not be free, but at least they're affordable at Sunrise. Find new roads to the Sunrise Chevy Ranch, 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
It's the Start Something New sales event, and it's on now at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Start your new year off in a new ride with 2023 Jeep Renegade. We Gossett at $24,990. How about a 2023 Grand Wagoneer 111 4x4, $10,000 off MSRP. Plus, get unparalleled power in a new 2022 Charger Scat Pack. Your time to get $10,000 off MSRP at Gossett on the Pike. And there's never been a better time than right now for 2023 Dodge Charger SXT. We Gossett only $29,990. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
Renegade Triple P 56029 MSRP 30,040 Wagoneer PS 508 331 MSRP 112,285 Charger NH 251 172 MSRP 58,020 SXT PH 508 657 MSRP 35,930 includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know: Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit BinswangerGlass.com. Binswanger Glass.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a Friday, but I'm looking forward to Sunday. 2 o'clock, we got the Chiefs and the Ravens from Baltimore. Baltimore 4-point favorite, total 44.5. 5:30, got the Lions and the 49ers from San Francisco. I think it's actually in Santa Clara. Is that just right next to San Francisco?
Yeah, they're all right there, tucked around each other.
But it's at Levi Stadium, I know that. And 49ers hosting the Lions. San Francisco right now, 7.5-point favorite, and the total is 51.5. We've been talking a lot of football this week about these two games, and now it's time to talk with the best. That's Russell Copeland. You know him from catching balls across the middle with the Memphis Tigers. He played with the Buffalo Bills, also played in a Super Bowl. Also, don't forget about the Eagles and the Packers. And the thing we were lucky is we had him on Wednesday talking about what we saw last week. We got him today talking about what we're, have coming up this Sunday. Russell, how are you doing on this Friday?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to the Final Four. I mean, we talked about last week's performances and how these teams got to the Final Four. And, I mean, I think it's really going to be a slugfest in both conferences, the AFC and the NFC. And I kind of have an analogy for both of these, more to boxing. My analogy is to boxing. When you look at the NFC Championship, I think it's two heavyweight fighters, but which one of these corners/coaches will have the advantage? And when you look at Baltimore, they haven't been here with Lamar Jackson, and you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they've been there. Then when you flip it, when you look at the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers, I see two heavyweight fighters, but I see one young contender who hasn't been there, but it's really come out of nowhere, and that's the Detroit Lions going against the big dog San Francisco 49ers.
Man, I've been talking all about these games like to nauseum, and we always kind of got to start with the quarterbacks. And the one thing that I've been hearing all week long is when you look at these four quarterbacks, one of them does not look the same, and that would be Brock Purdy. I know he doesn't. He's not going to win you a decathlon or anything, or he's not going to go out there and win the whatever, just athletic competition you're trying to compete in. But the one thing he's going to do is he's going to run Kyle Shanahan's offense. Do you think that Brock Purdy is being do you think he's getting a little bit of unfair criticism?
I do, and I think what it is that naysayers always have a narrative. And that narrative is that, hey, remember, he was the last player picked in the draft. And I think for me, I love the underdog story.
Me too.
But when you look at the critics and the naysayers, it seems like every mistake that he makes, it's overemphasized. It's a lot of critics talking about, hey, is it him? Is it really his surrounding cast? Let's be honest. When you have great quarterbacks, usually you do have a 1-2 punch. You do have everything around you. And when quarterbacks fail, the first thing that you say is that they do not have a surrounding cast. I do think he's the perfect young quarterback to fit this Kyle Shanahan's offense. He's very intelligent. He's smart. He protects the football, and he knows what defenses are trying to do against him, and he knows the offense so well. He knows where his outlets are. He knows where his first read is, his second read, his third read, and he goes to an outlet. I love what this young man has done thus far, being the last pick in the draft, being Mr. Irrelevant.
Man, I love his story. And again, this is the crazy thing. I mean, this is only his second year, and he's at his second NFC Championship game. We know he got injured against the Eagles last year, but that's not bad. 2 NFC Championship games in 2 years. Now, talking about the game with the Lions and the 49ers, it's kind of, I've been looking at this. You feel like when you look at the 49ers, I believe they have 8 first-team All-Pro players. The Lions only have 2. The 49ers are loaded, that defensive front from Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead. You got, of course, Chase Young out the edge, Warner, Greenlaw. I mean, we know about that front seven. It's really, really nasty. But where I look at the 49ers, I mean, again, you got the weapons, Kittle. Everything looks great. The big weakness, I feel like, is their secondary. Can the Lions, with their weapons, exploit the 49ers? I think very soft secondary.
I think in order to be able to exploit that secondary, you just talked about the front seven. So what the Lions are going to have to do, they need to run the football. And if they can get the 1-2 punch with Montgomery and then have Jahmyr Gibbs to be able to get some explosive plays, to have second and short and third and short, because Jared Goff, I think, is the best play-action passer that's in these playoffs, that's in the Final Four, that's in the championships. That's how they're going to beat the 49ers. If they're going to beat the 49ers, they cannot put Jared Goff in second and longs and third and longs and let this front seven be able to exploit him. If they can run the football, absolutely Jared Goff can pick this secondary apart. So it's going to really look at how is the game management? What is the play calling going to be after the first 10 plays? And that's what I'm going to be looking at throughout. And we cannot underestimate and not talk enough about the coaches. When you look at Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, and Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, going against Kyle Shanahan and Steve Wilks, I give that edge to the 49ers.
Yeah, I will say, Kyle Shanahan, he gets so much love, and he gets it deservedly so. He is an unbelievable play caller. He puts his weapons in position to be successful. But man, I've watched Ben Johnson this year. Some of those game plans have been so explosive that the Detroit Lions will look undefensible. Jamison Williams running wide open. Amon-Ra St. Brown. When you need a play, it feels like Jared Goff is always comfortable going to him. And then Sam Laporta, I know he's wearing the big brace on his knee, but he's played 2 games with it, and he looks like the same Sam Laporta, and that offensive line is just so disgusting. I kind of feel like this is going to have to be like a shootout. I feel like the over in this game is something that I'm kind of leaning toward, because I really think both defenses can get exploited, because both offenses have exactly, they have the play caller and Ben Johnson on one side, and they also have the wizard on the other side, and of course Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, Johnny, going back to the San Francisco 49ers, we've talked about Brock Purdy, and Kyle Shanahan does a tremendous job of having different personnel groupings, being able to get the mismatch that he wants. But now Deebo Samuels, I think this is really going to decide a lot. How healthy is Deebo Samuels? If Deebo Samuels dresses, I think now the defense still has to account for him wherever he is on the field, and that leads to the mismatch that you want. If he's effective, then that definitely gives you the edge to the San Francisco 49ers. But without a doubt, I think it's going to be who can establish the run. And once you establish the run, I think both of these offenses can hit you with big plays. But running the football is going to be big. But also when you look at guys, the second-tier guys like Donovan Peoples-Jones, Josh Reynolds for the Detroit Lions, I think they have an opportunity to come up big. And when I look at the San Francisco 49ers, I look at Juszczyk. If Juszczyk can come and make big plays and backup running back Elijah Mitchell. I'm looking at the second-tier players in this game as well.
Man, who do you think right now is going to have more success in the run game? Again, we talk Christian McCaffrey. We know the offensive line for the 49ers with Kyle Shanahan. But again, on that other side, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and I think the best offensive line in football is the Lions. Who do you think will be able to enforce their will on either Aaron Glenn or Steve Wilks' defenses?
Well, I really think it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers, but I have an asterisk, Johnny, and that's Deebo Samuels. If Deebo Samuels is playing in the backfield and he's giving different looks to the defense, I think Christian McCaffrey can have a huge game. That's an asterisk. But if I'm the Detroit Lions, I look at what the Green Bay Packers was able to do last week, get 118 yards out of their running back, Aaron Jones. And I think they're going to look at that. They're going to have different scripts, and they're going to try to run the football because that's the only chance, in my opinion, that the Detroit Lions can win. And last week, the Green Bay Packers did something that hadn't been done the entire year against the San Francisco 49ers, and that was allowing a 100-yard rusher. That's the key to the game. I think the 49ers have the edge in running the game simply because of their personnel package. But, man, I do love the 1-2 punch with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
I feel like Aaron Glenn has the more difficult job this weekend, and it's not because I think one offense is better than the other. I think out of the two weak secondaries, the biggest weakness has got to be the Lions secondary.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Johnny. Go ahead, Johnny.
I was going to say, and that's just where I feel like Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn is going to have to go out there and get a game and a half out of Aiden Hutchinson, because if he doesn't put pressure, that secondary can't hold up, especially if Deebo's healthy. I mean, Brandon Ayuk is the best route runner in football. George Kittle's a beast. Kyle doing his thing. McCaffrey out of the backfield. And then, of course, if you have Deebo, I just feel like that is where you could have some serious plays. And especially if Christian McCaffrey's running, I feel like it's going to be a long damn day for Aaron Glenn.
I think the biggest challenge for Aaron Glenn, as I talked about a little earlier, it's the personnel groupings. I mean the personnel groupings, they can run two tight ends. They can run what seems to be a two tight end set, but you actually have receivers running that, or you actually have USEC playing the fullback position in a tight end position. Or you can even take USEC and line him up outside as a wide receiver and then put Deebo Samuels in the backfield. You can also put Christian McCaffrey outside. So they're interchangeable. So who do you cover the outside? When you look at 11 personnel, that's 3 wide receivers, that's 1 running back and a tight end. But they mix it up where it looks like it's 2 tight ends, or it looks like it's 3 tight ends, or it looks like it's 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs. That is going to be the question and the hardest thing for Aaron Glenn to do, to be able to get a personnel groupings that can be able to match up with all of these players that line up in different positions. They line up wide, they line up in the backfield, they line up in the tight end positions, they motion out. That's going to be really hard for the Detroit Lions defense.
All right, what's your pick? Lions, 49ers, who's going to the Super Bowl for the NFC?
I got the San Francisco 49ers. I think they've been a 1-2 team this year. Arguably the best team, maybe number 2 behind the Baltimore Ravens. I like the San Francisco 49ers, but I tell you what, I got a lot of respect for the Lions, what they've done this year. I love Dan Campbell, how his team plays for them. They're going to come in to fight. They're not going to lay down. They're not going to be in the corner. It should be a dogfight for 4 quarters, but I give the edge to San Francisco.
You know what? I didn't even ask you this. You know, Dan Campbell, more of a motivator. I mean, again, he's a hell of an X's O's coach. What he did with Jared Goff when he first came over there and was turning the ball over left and right, is just, you got to give him tons and tons of credit. But he really is more of, I feel like, that team motivator. He loves his guys. His guys love him. They want to go to war for him. I look on the other side, I feel more Kyle is more of that, more calculated play caller, basically surgeon. Which coach would you rather play for?
Well, as a guy that played receiver for a long time, of course, Kyle Shanahan. I mean, he's going to
put you in a position to be successful.
Yes, he's going to put you in a position to be successful. But listen, you have to love a guy that's played the game in Dan Campbell. He's been in the war. He's been in the fire. So he's telling you some things from experience, and he's going to get you going. He's going to get you motivated and get you going. And he has a great coaching staff that's going to be able to put you in positions. But you have a coach that you love and you want to play for. You cannot underestimate a team that will run through a wall for their head coach.
That is true. That is true. I'm looking forward to this game on Sunday night. That's the late one at 5:30. Now we got to switch over to the game that It's got all the star power. I mean, you got Pat Mahomes on one side, Lamar Jackson on the other side. You talk about Travis Kelce and his star power. Heck, he's with T Swizzle. And then on the other side, I think with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, I think they might have the better, tight end situation than even Kansas City with the Hall of Famer Travis Kelce, just because I look at the one matchup that I feel like could be the neutralizer, and I think it's the strong safety Kyle Hamilton. He's the best safety at defending tight ends in the National Football League. He is 6'4", 225. He can get physical with you. He can fly, and he is he is a wrecking machine. Don't forget Raekwon Smith and Patrick McQueen, two extremely fast linebackers. If this Baltimore defense can get past Pat Mahomes, will it be neutralizing Travis Kelce?
Absolutely. I mean, because you do not have the cheetah. You do not have him going down the football field where you have to make a decision. Do you give it the big plays or do you let Travis Kelce catch his passes? I think now you have to neutralize Travis Kelce, and I think the weak spot for Kansas City throughout the year has been the inconsistency at the wide receiver position. But I will say last week, those wide receivers, they stepped up and they made plays. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, we've been talking about the entire year, the bomb that he dropped earlier in the year, just being inconsistent. He came up with 2 big catches, and that's why this team is dangerous, because they've been there. And I made the analogy about boxing. In your corner, you've got Andy Reid, you got Steve Spagnuolo. They've been there before. They've been in championship games before. They've been in Super Bowl games before. Now you're going against Todd Monken. And Johnny, you asked me last week, you said, how important in these games is coaching? How important is it? And I think right now, this is where you look at every aspect of your game. And coaching with Todd Monken, and you look at Mike McDonald, there's going to be times in this game where you're going to have your moments. You're going to have your plays. Can these offensive coordinators for Baltimore, who haven't been there before, Lamar Jackson hasn't been there before, this team as a whole hasn't been there before. Harbaugh has been there in years before, but this team now hasn't been there going against a team that's been there. That's going to be very interesting to see when those nerves settle, which one of these coaches can put their players in position and not make a critical mistake.
Also, the special teams could become extremely huge in this one. And I have to feel pretty good about – listen, my man for Kansas City has made some big kicks, like when it was, the kick, 13 seconds, they moved down against Baltimore. My man is just absolutely – Harrison Butker is his name, I think. He's nails. But, man, Tucker doesn't miss. Like, he is an absolute weapon, especially in a big game. This guy's the best kicker in football. I mean, he's probably going to the Hall of Fame. And then I feel also like the return game, especially the punt return game, is so much stronger. Devin Duvernay, he's been as solid as anybody returning punts. I kind of like Kansas City and the special teams. I like the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens special teams more than I like Kansas City's.
Yes, and that's we're talking about how Kansas City has changed from a receiver standpoint, the explosive plays, but also special teams. You look at last year, Kadarius Toney was really huge in the return game. You look at the return that he had in the Super Bowl. He hasn't been playing well, and he's questionable to go in. So I definitely agree with you that I give the nod to John Harbaugh, who's a former special teams coach. He was my special team coach when I was with the Eagles. Outstanding coach. He loves special teams. He puts everything in it. Special teams will be big, along with what we talked about earlier in the other games, those second-tier players. Those second-tier players is what you have to look at, like a Dalvin Cook. They didn't bring Dalvin Cook in to just sit on the pine. His returns, I mean, when he comes into the game, when he gets the football,
when he gets
that
shot,
will be huge as well.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the truth right there. And again, this is the other thing that you just mentioned again, and you talk about the run game. The Kansas City Chiefs secondary has been nails all year. I mean, Trent McDuffie, this dude is playing corner as good as anybody in football. Secondary is the strength, and Steve Spagnuolo is a great defensive coach. But I have watched this Kansas City Chiefs team all year long struggle against the run. And the Ravens, baby, they are about, from Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, they can go 2 tight end formations. And if you stack that box, they've been throwing the hell out of the football. Like this Ravens offense looks perfectly suited to just surgically carve up Kansas City. Am I crazy on that?
No, you're not, Johnny. And I think the only thing that could really change that is turning the football over and giving Patrick Mahomes a short field. This is the best running team in the National Football League, and their defense is really great against stopping the run. You look at last week, they totally shut down a Texans team that had been explosive running the football and throwing the football. But Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, and I talked about Dalvin Cook, and you have to throw Lamar Jackson in. If you're Steve Spagnuolo, what do you want to do, Johnny? You have to make Lamar Jackson prove to you in this big game, even though we've talked about Lamar, we've talked about how well his maturation process has been, his patience, his poise in the pocket, throwing the football to those wide receivers. Let me tell you, this is the game that he's going to have to be nearly perfect throwing the football. And all these guys that they brought, when you look at Zay Flowers, Nelson Aguilar, Rashid Bateman, Odell Beckham Jr., they're going to have to step up and make plays, because if I'm Steve Spagnuolo, one thing that I would not allow to happen, I cannot allow this defense to give up explosive runs in the running game. If he can stop the run, he'll win. But I agree with you, Johnny. I think that's going to be the key to the game. I think Baltimore can run the football effectively, and that's why I think that they'll win this game.
Man, so to your pick for this game is the Ravens. So we're having a repeat of the Harbaugh Bowl, 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens, and Harbaugh won the national championship game. I kind of like it.
Hey, we talked about it, a few weeks ago. You asked me, you said, who's going to win get a ring first? And I told you I think it's going to be even. I said I think the older Harbaugh from Michigan will win it first, but I think John will come behind them and also win a championship. And it's just so amazing because the last time that Harbaugh was in the championship was against his brother, where he won in Super Bowl 47, 34-31. I just love this matchup, man. I'm going to be glued to the television because it has everything that you want. And Johnny, something that we didn't mention when you look at these quarterbacks, I think all of these quarterbacks are playing for different reasons, but they're playing for their legacy. And when you look at Lamar Jackson, in order to be the man, you have to beat the man. Josh Allen, I said the same thing last week. He didn't. You have to go through Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, whether you're playing in Kansas City or you're playing them in a playoff game. You have to beat Patrick Mahomes, and that's going to be a tough task. But if Lamar Jackson want to get the naysayers totally off of his back, if he can outplay Patrick Mahomes and win this football game and put his team in position to win a Super Bowl, then that's what it's going to take. He's going to have one of his best performances he's had his entire NFL career.
Man, I can't wait for the games. But Russell, thank you so much for giving me your time this week. I appreciate it. I know everybody appreciates just your perspective and knowledge for the game. We're going to be doing this all the way up into the Super Bowl, so we'll talk again soon, my friend.
Thank you, man. Enjoy the weekend.
I will. That is Russell Copeland. Again, my man played for the Buffalo Bills and went to a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Man, and I didn't even realize that old John Harbaugh was the special teams coach for him when he was doing special teams. Wow, I thought that's a nice little. I didn't even know about that nugget. But we got to take a time out because we have Uncle Brasky and T Money. They're joining us next on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, y'all. It's the Mid-South Sports and Boat Show, January 26th through the 28th at the Agri Center. Come buy your new boat and make some memories at the lake this summer with family and friends. Premier dealers showcasing the newest ski boats, pontoons, fishing boats with huge show specials. Enter your chance to win daily door prizes. It's all at the Mid-South Sports and Boat Show, January 26th through the 28th. For more info, go to memphisboatshow.com. That's memphisboatshow.com.
At the Agri Center. Hey, everybody, if you're ready to drive a new Silverado into 2024, All-Star Chevy right here in Olive Branch has financing down to 1.9 or up to $7,500 cash. And you can get another $2,250 with your trade on select vehicles. And you are going to love these new All-Star Chevy Equinoxes or Trailblazers with financing down to 1.9 and no payment for 90 days. That's 3 months with no payments, and your good credit deserves it. If you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned, All-Star is loaded up with lots of pre-owned Silverados, Tahoes, Traverse with the third row seats so you could do more together. Jeeps, Broncos. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he'll find it for you. And Kevin and Jeff and everyone here at All-Star Chevy asked me to wish every one of you a very happy and healthy new year. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah, Bartlett, or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. Big thanks to Russell Copeland. We broke down the NFC and AFC championship games. Also, big thanks to Jay Ham, man, the historian. We talked a lot of football. Talked a lot of ladies' hoops, too. How about them Gamecock girls? They ain't playing no games, man. My girl Bree hitting them damn threes late. They drop LSU. I win money. Betting on college basketball has not been profitable for me until I went to the girls' game. We got to talk with T-Money and Uncle Brasky. And by the way, Dave, because I just thought about this. Do you know this is like, there's actually something that Brasky has that Bill Belichick doesn't?
Oh, what is that?
A job. Yeah. Wow. Can you believe it? He's got to feel good about his life. Bill Belichick can't even get hired. There are 8 jobs open. There's only 2 left. And he ain't going to be a Seattle or Washington coach. What's up, Money? How's life?
Johnny, how we doing, my friend?
Man, I'm doing extremely well today. I had the most amazing Pop-Tart I've ever had in my entire life.
I wouldn't pick you out as a Pop-Tart person.
Well, I would never. You know, I don't eat processed. Yeah, I got my protein shake. You know, I don't eat all that processed, dude. This one thing I do is eat healthy. But this,
I've always noticed that about you. I've never seen you eat some junk before. Get
don't
down.
eat fast food. No, I don't.
With like frozen strawberries and blueberries. Put it in a little mixer with some protein powder. Put it in one of them little bullet things.
Yep, I got the Nutribullet. I do hemp seeds, chia seeds, banana, strawberry, blueberry, pineapple, spinach, some super greens. And then you got to throw in the creatine and protein powder, and then you start your day, man. But today I started out with a
That's
Pop-Tart.
how I thought you were, Johnny.
But listen, this was a special Pop-Tart. My buddy brought in some brand new ganja butter and ganja oil. So he put the ganja butter on top, then rolled it over and sprinkled the oil on the back. And I've just been having the best Friday in a long time.
That's what I'm talking about. I probably know your buddy.
Yeah, you do know my buddy.
Perfect.
he's our buddy, and he came through today.
Our buddy.
Like
He's
nobody's
friends of
business.
ours.
He's friends of ours. Uncle Brasky, how's life treating you?
Just living the dream, Johnny, down here at the Circle and Square Brewing Company in Oxford, fixing to have me a beer.
Man, that's the one that's actually right there on campus, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. It's right beside campus, near the band building, behind the Gertrude Ford Center.
Man, second day of classes today. You already over there scouting out the new crop, Brasky.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you be, Johnny?
My man stays on top of it. He stays on top of it. How have y'all been, man?
Doing great. Cannot complain, Johnny. Of course, Memphis has knocked our head off. I don't know what's going on with Memphis basketball.
Yeah, I don't either, buddy. It's been a rough. I kind of lost my mind on Monday. I've come off the ledge. I've calmed down. Could have to do with the Pop-Tart I ate this morning, but right now I'm feeling a little better about the Tigers.
What do you think, Johnny? What do you think this internal squabble's about? I keep reading there's an internal squabble, and then, the beat writer guy, he said there wasn't an internal squabble, and now they're trying to get on the Hardaway boys. Like, if anybody, I would think the Hardaway boys would be working the hardest because they got daddy. I mean, for them to call them out a little bit, I don't know. What do you think's going on? There's something going on. I just need to put my finger on it.
Man, I just think it's the new young NIL. You move on. There's not a lot of continuity, so you're getting to know the guys after it's kind of like a relationship. The first couple weeks, first time you kissed her and first time you slid into second and things like that. You're just in everything's just so great, and you're like, oh, wonderful. And then you kind of start peeling back a couple layers. You find a couple quirks. Maybe you don't like this. Maybe you don't like that. And then all of a sudden that polish ain't there. You got to learn how to like each other, not just like the first and physical attraction. I think now the physical attraction's worn off, and this is basically where you decide if you want to go this way and continue, or you want to break up and go single. Do the Tigers want to be single, or do they want to get together and mingle and go all the way to the tournament?
I mean, that's what I don't know. They'll have to get with themselves about all that. I mean, you think it's got, the NIL, you think there's a little money squabbling? Hey, man, he's getting $10,000 more than me, man. And then they get to fight over the
money. Listen to me. Y'all sell $5 tickets to those games. You can't be paying out a lot of NIL money up there in Memphis.
All right, we ain't got a Grove Collective and our own vodka.
Yeah,
I understand.
That was brilliant, though. Let's make our own
genius.
vodka, and then we're going to put some of that money toward the thing. And how about C.J. Stroud? He threw a big chunk of change down for the Buckeye NIL, and they went out and spent them about $13 million. They got y'all's boy down there from Quinshawn Duncan. I mean, you got him in the backfield with Henderson and of course our boy here in town. What's our guy from in town's name?
Wait,
why am I drawing a blank on the guy?
Which guy?
From Christian Brothers, the running back. Dallin Hayden.
Who?
We got
Dallin Hayden. Yeah. Ohio State. Yeah.
Brothers.
I didn't know he went to Christian Brothers, to be honest with you. That's news to me.
Yeah,
Monty. Y'all would not have even finished in the top 5 in the SEC.
You know what?
Missouri in the bowl.
If Ohio State came to Vaught Hemingway, they'd be laying 21.
Come on, man. Give me a break.
Y'all get boat raced. Y'all would get boat raced. If y'all were ever in the Big Ten, y'all would get boat raced. I'm telling you right now, they're bigger, stronger.
What did we do to Penn State in the bowl
Can
game?
I just tell you, I was about to say, and by the way, not only that, what did Tennessee do to Iowa? And what happened to Ohio State when they played Missouri? Oh, a B
What
team.
happened in the national championship game?
Man, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, man. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
the Big Ten was an all Big Ten.
This
That's
was
an all Big Ten national
we didn't know
championship.
Nick
The
Saban
SEC
was
done.
behind.
SEC
We didn't
is
know
over.
that Nick Saban had quit on his team already.
Well,
Right.
exactly.
He was planning
Well,
on
that's why
leaving
they're going
over.
to be at the Liberty Bowl next year. Alabama
Johnny,
will be at the Liberty Bowl.
to be
and y'all are
exact.
talking, y'all's most storied program is going to be at the Liberty Bowl next year. How do you feel about that?
I feel
Well, I understand that, but Paul Feinbaum's already called me asking if he could come on our show because he's afraid he's not going to have a job at the SEC Network now they can't talk about Alabama anymore.
Man, you know what? Alabama fans never been to a bowl like Memphis did. Like, what would we like? We need to put an Alabama fan pack, like what to do and what not to do.
Well, we got some do's and don'ts. One of the do's, you do go to Elvis's house.
Do
The
go to
don't
Elvis's
of that
house.
is you don't stay within 20 miles of Elvis's house.
That's true.
You know, and one thing you do is when you park at the Liberty Bowl and the guy tells you, give me $10 to watch your car, you give him 20 so you don't have a brick in the window when you come back
Damn
outside.
straight, Brasky.
You know, and another thing you do go to the half shell.
Yes,
but
you do.
Don't go when Mikey's running the play. I mean, we're going to put together a pack. I'm telling you what, they're already getting rid of their SEC championship football tickets to Ole Miss. They're preparing for the Liberty Bowl. I hope it rains. I hope it's cold. They can even go online. Money and I got them set up where they can pre-order their pregame tickets for the barbecue and the band, and we're even going to have them a little shirt made up.
Man, that's perfect.
Liberty Bowl contender.
I love that. Liberty Bowl. Forget it. So we have do go to Elvis's house. Don't stay within 20 miles of Elvis's house. Do park in basically a field. When the guy asks for
tells
10,
you, I'm going to watch your car for 10,
you give him 20. Do go to the half shell. Just don't go when Mikey's working.
Right.
Correct.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we got to get to the picks before I run out of time. Money, who you betting on this week?
You know, Johnny, I'm all NFL for the last weekend. I looked a couple more football games to bet on, so you know that's where.
Yeah, not for
that's
long.
my honey hole.
You'll be running out.
It's running out, but you remember, Johnny, I don't know your bankroll anymore, and you know mine. And with that being said, hey, y'all can go all out there if y'all want to, and y'all can get down on the Ravens and this and that. They're going to run the ball. And this. You can bet against Patrick Mahomes if you want to, but T-Money is not betting against Patrick Mahomes. T-Money's laying. I loved Patrick Mahomes catching 4 points in the AFC Championship game. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, and y'all can get with that Taylor Swift and this and that and all that. Y'all don't want to see her. But the fix is in on Taylor Swift because this is an election season, so they will have her in the Super Bowl, and they will be putting her on TV. I promise you that right now. Give me Patrick Mahomes +4 Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, the logic is number 15 is one of the he's real. The other one is it's an election year. Taylor Swift has a lot of swing. She has to be in the Super Bowl. Ergo, she's got to ride Travis Kelce's coattails because she won't be performing.
Correct.
I like it.
That's all logical thinking right there.
That is about as that's logical. I do have to say that is logical thinking. And hey, man, Pat Mahomes got everybody last week when it was the deadgum Bills, man.
I'm telling you, as the kids, they told me. Remember when Dion at the beginning of the year said he said he is him.
He is him.
That's
I
Patrick
like that.
Mahomes. He is him.
He is him. Man, I like it. All right, what else you got?
All right, Johnny, I'm going to the other game. Got to go to the NFC, and you know, at 7.5 points, they threw that hook on there. You know how Vegas does, so that led me to the over and the under 51.5. T-Money's going under in this game.
Whoa.
I think it's going to be a blowout. Really, to be honest with you, I think 49ers get busy because I'm going to tell you right now. Once they shut that run down with Gibbs and them, they got to go to Hawkinson and they can double team our man St. Brown. I just don't think they've got. I think they're good. Jared Goff's won a Super Bowl now, so let's not forget that. But I think it's a lopsided game one way. I like the under. 51.5 seems like it's up there a little bit for me. So I'm going under in that game, Johnny.
T-Money is going opposite of me both games because I went over 51.5 because I think Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta are going to get bucked, man. Thomas is going to have to cover somebody. Thomas can't cover anybody. And then, and I just think it's going to be scoring. I do like San Francisco to win the game. I'm not sure on that. So you're going under. I'm going over. I took the Ravens, man, because I believe this is time for Baltimore.
You know, Johnny, usually you and I are on the same page.
I know,
a
this
lot
is
of the
crazy.
times. So this is odd for us to be it in, but, you know, we don't need to get sideways over this.
Well, this is okay. This is okay. But by the way, I will say this at 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. The first two people to text in, first person that texts in and says they want Uncle Brasky and T-Money, text in on the NFL picks. Or we're just going to go with T-Money because his 2 picks in the NFL.
That's right.
You send me your picks in the National Football League and send me one bonus play because somebody is going to win. I'm going to have T-Money and Uncle Brasky. You can represent them, and somebody's going to represent my good buddy Braden. He's 13 years old. He's won 5 straight weeks in a row. Nobody's gotten any burgers from Dyer's Burgers out in Carterville. Like, the kid is 13 years old, and he's won every week. So you might
love that.
Yeah, dude, he's been tearing it up, man. He's got his picks. He took the Ravens -4. He also took San Francisco -7.5. His bonus pick is a dude named Sinner, and he's playing in this thing called the Australian Open. I think it's tennis. So
sounds like we got us a
dude, he's
junior gambler.
Dude, he's gonna be, man. He's gonna be a fortune hunter. This guy is
we
literally.
We got us a what's his name, Keyshawn Boutte in the making.
Right. Anybody betting on tennis at 13 has got a problem.
Nah, he's the best at it. By the way, though, the food, man, let me tell you something. 101 North Center Street, Carterville's historic town square. They're open 10:30 to 9 every single day. Go check them out. Again, the world famous burgers, the split dog, the chili, the tamales, the catfish. It's straight balling, and you need to listen to Braden because, again, he's won 5 weeks in a row. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, I got my money picks.
Well, the wheels are about to fall off on the Ravens.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. What you got, Uncle Brasky?
Hey, Braden,
First
the
of all,
wheels
we're
are about to fall off, son.
For all of you guys out there that need some action tonight, like I said, we've been, all except Memphis has been getting us killed. You know, we've been hotter than Hunter Biden's crack pipe on this college basketball stuff. We're going to start out with the...
That's hot.
That's hot. Now, he's like Rick James, burning his women with his crack pipe. Like what Rick used to do, you know. We're going to, I think Rick went to the pin on that. But anyway, we're going to start out tonight with a nickel play. I love Michigan State going to Wisconsin, and Wisconsin -3.
Wisconsin -3 at home. They're ranked, 13th?
They're ranked 13th. Michigan State has not looked good lately. That's going to be the nickel play this week.
Wisconsin -3. It's tonight at 7 o'clock on FS1.
Yes, sir. Be able to watch it. Starts early. We've also, tomorrow, or not, are they tomorrow, the Green Bay Packers at San Francisco? Is that game tomorrow or Sunday? They're both Sunday this week, aren't they?
Man, you talking about Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit at Green Bay. That's Sunday, isn't it?
Detroit and San Francisco is at 5:30 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you take a hit off a crack pipe just now?
I was going to say, is he drinking?
Are you drinking already?
No. But we're taking Green Bay plus the 7.5.
Green Bay?
Dude, you mean the Lions?
No, the Lions. What am I doing? Hell,
you are drinking. You're at a bar.
Right. We're taking the Detroit Lions plus the 7.5.
All right, I got it.
I got confused in my head because it was Green Bay catching 7.5 last week. And they covered. They didn't win, but they covered.
They did cover. Great teams cover, good teams win.
Now, you're right. And we're going to take another great team to cover on the dime bag play of the week. Well, no matter what the points are, take UAB plus the points over Memphis Sunday.
Oh, my goodness. You are just vicious, bro. Vicious.
I can't take any more, Penny.
All right.
I got to get off of it.
Man, Uncle Brasky, man. Appreciate
They're
the dudes.
fifth in the conference.
I know. It's tough. It's tough being a Tiger fan right now, Brasky. Sorry we don't have the Portal King right now killing it for us.
Yeah, man. Just twist that knife in our back a little
Well,
more.
I'm late for a break, y'all. I just realized I'm getting yelled at on the other side. He's like, you idiot, stop talking. So
I didn't say that, but I did say we got to get to a break.
I am saying.
He gave you the old wrap it up sign.
Y'all,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all, gentlemen, y'all be blessed. Good luck.
Have
a great
Johnny,
day.
We'll talk to you. Remember, a broke man is a dangerous man.
Back at Two Shakes, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I will not buckle to peer pressure and call Bell Tavern a sports bar. Bell Tavern, tucked away in Barbaro Alley behind 117 Prime, is a great bar. It's got the atmosphere you want in a bar. Not too bright, not too dark, not too quiet, not too loud, and it's got the ice-cold beer and the signature cocktails and access to the kitchen at 117 Prime. So Bell Tavern is first and foremost a bar, just because it happens to be the time of year when professional football happens to be having their playoffs, and yes, they'll be on the high-def TVs at Bell Tavern, but once again, Bell Tavern is not a sports bar entirely.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike, new inventory is arriving daily, and we've got what you've been looking for to start the new year off right. Get off to a great year in your award-winning 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, $329 a month, or buy it for $29,910. Take a spin in your new 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $29,445, or lease for $449 a month. How about 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, 420 total range MPGe? You own it for $649 a month. Plus, no worries with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or online anytime, memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZ06203 MSRP 44,355 Sport RU 001136 MSRP 28,000 Eclipse RZO 12051 MSRP 31,700 includes all rebates and incentives PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Let's make this the new year to drive your new Kia home from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Bobby J's waiting to put you in a new Kia today, so come hit the road with 41 MPG Highway and 2024 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing, or get 7 passenger seating in a 2023 Kia Sorento LX. We Gossett at $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And if you want your new ride to be a 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we Gossett at $449 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Kia today, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee. Forte RE722,812 MSRP 21,590. Sorrento PG 242,710 MSRP 33,010. Telluride RG 46,2822 MSRP 38,705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Hanging out with Brian Dacus. Big thanks to T-Money, Uncle Brasky, Russell Copeland, and my man Jay Ham. I think it was a hell of a show. It was a great Friday, and we got the big games on Sunday. Again, not only did I give you some great bets. Now, we basically covered the whole board, so whatever side you're leaning, you have a reason to bet it. I'm rolling with the Ravens, and I'm rolling with the over in the Lions 49ers game. So those are my plays. My man, Braden, 13 years old, Mark McMahon's son, the owner of Dyers, he's won 5 weeks in a row. He went with the Ravens, the San Francisco 49ers, and he also said that Sinner is going to beat Medvedev on Sunday to win the Deadgum Australian Open.
And that is...
tennis.
There you go, John.
Men's tennis,
That's
by the
right.
way. It's men's tennis.
By golly.
Deadgummit, I'm good at this thing. But I will seriously say, man, head on over to Dyers. If you're a little bit hungry, it's that time of day. They're open 10:30 to 9 every day at 101 North Center Street out in Collierville's historic town squares. They got great grilled chicken salads. They have world-famous burgers. Their chili's fire. Their tamales. You'll suck the shuck. They're so deadgum good. Catfish. You'll love Dyers. Also, go to dyerscafe.com. You can order online, or they just give you their whole menu, and you can check it out. Give them a call at 901-850-7750 and place your order today. We got to get out of here. For Bryant Dacus, I'm John Harden. Go Ravens. Fly, Ravens. Or do they flock? What do you say? Flock, chicky, chicky.
Sure, that sounds good.
Flock, chicky, chicky. Come on, Ravens, let's do this thing. And a lot of points in the Lions-49ers game. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Get out there. Make this world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
It's the Start Something New sales event, and it's on now at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike.